Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to International Internship University. And I'm thrilled to be your trainer and resource person for today's session. Today being the fourth day of the 5-day faculty development program on the topic building an ecosystem of startup in academia. And this session is a golden opportunity for educators, counselors, parents, and students alike. I am Dr. Subrata Chattopadhyay. I am a professor at Institute of Engineering and Management, Kolkata, India, and my area is marketing and entrepreneurship. I'm really thankful for visionary Piyush Panditji sir, the founder of IIU and IIU itself. And we are here to equip you with the skills and knowledge that will truly empower you. Our goal is to ensure that no one is deprived of education and skills, fostering a world filled with capable individuals. So the topic for the fourth day of the FDP is building a startup ecosystem in academia. And we will be learning about, in fact, we have been discussing about idea creation and then opportunity creation, ideation, opportunity creation, evaluation of ideas. And today we are going to move into opportunity creation and understand opportunity matrix and also Saraswati's principle. And we'll also understand what are the different strategies like blue ocean strategy, red ocean strategy, and so on as regards entrepreneurship. And also, as I said that, if time permits today, we'll touch upon the different theories of entrepreneurship. So without further ado, let's kickstart today's session and explore the fascinating world of how a startup ecosystem can be built in academia. Get ready to enrich your skills and broaden your horizons. I'll just share my screen and we'll start off. Yeah. So when we talk about opportunity analysis framework, you see, we have the resources, we have to garner the resources, we have to have our entrepreneurial skills, and we have to wait for the right opportunity. That's important. Now, how do you recognize the entrepreneurial opportunities? Now, new value creation can be built with startup ventures. It can be with established major corporations also creating value, and there can be opportunity there. There can be family-owned businesses, non-profit organizations, established institutions doing this entrepreneurial opportunities. Now, this is the asset opportunity matrix, as you can see. So on the left-hand side, you can see there are three areas. One is products and services, then the gain creators and the pain relievers. So what you do is that you understand the technology that is required, the capability, and the patent. So all these are applied to the product and the services, and it should actually create gains and ease out pains. So you list that, whatever product or services that you are coming up with, what are the gains, what are the pains, and what are the customer benefits. So the question is that what is the starting point then of a business venture? Is it the resources to pursue the opportunity? Is it the presence of an entrepreneurial opportunity? Or is it the entrepreneurial team or the entrepreneurial team willing and able to undertake a social responsibility? or the creation of a business concept, which is the starting point. So basically, it starts with the presence of entrepreneurial opportunity. So unless you have identified the opportunity, you cannot garner the resources. You cannot create a team. You cannot create a concept. So actually, from ideation, there is a concept, and then that leads to the opportunity. So what are the presence of entrepreneurial opportunity actually helps in developing the business concept. So opportunity recognition and the opportunity assessment plan, there are different sections of it. The first section develops the idea, analyzes the competitive products and companies, and identifies the unique selling propositions. The second section focuses on the market, the size, trends, and characteristics, and the growth rate. And the third section on the entrepreneurial management team skills and experience. And the final section is the steps to launch the venture. As you can see over here, whatever we have said. So as I said yesterday also, it starts with idea generation and business opportunity identification. You have to do a feasibility study of the business opportunity, understand the market, time the different scheduled activities, assess the required competencies and capabilities, and then comes the business opportunity and feasibility study. And after that, as you can see, the business concept is there. That is the input. And then you develop the business model. And then after that, you actually go on to prepare your business plan, which actually requires a continuous improvement. So lean methodologies are used in the business plan. Now we come to Saraswati's theory of effectuation. So Saraswati formulated the theory of effectuation, which describes the approach to making decisions and perform actions in the entrepreneurship process, wherein you identify the next step by assessing the resources available in order to achieve your goals, while continuously balancing these goals with the resources and actions. And this effectuation actually differs from causal logic, where there is a predetermined goal and the process to achieve it is carefully planned in accordance to the set of given resources. And Saraswati argues that causal logic is not suited for entrepreneurship processes and that are inherently characterized by uncertainties and risks. So let us understand the 5 principles, and then I will actually show you the video of Saraswati herself explaining the effectuation principle. So the 5 principles are bird in the hand, affordable loss, easy quilt, the lemonade, and pilot in the plane. So bird in the hand states that as an entrepreneur, you should start with what you are, what you know, and whom you know, and not necessarily with a predetermined goal or a pre-envisioned opportunity. The next is the theory of affordable loss, which says that, there is a proverb, there is a saying that cut your coat according to the cloth. So it says that invest only what you can afford to lose. Then you have crazy quilt. So as you can understand, the startup company is like a small quilt. So the people with complementary abilities, they have to actually fit in that particular quilt. So create an expanding network of self-selected stakeholders, each of whom commits only what he or she can afford to lose based on the competencies and the capabilities, and focus on partnerships rather than competition. And then comes the lemonade. So lemonade means be open to surprises and leverage the surprises and treat them as useful inputs rather than hindrances to be avoided. And the last is pilot in the plane, which means that you co-create with future the future with things within your control. So you are the pilot of your plane. Your venture is the plane and you are the pilot of the plane. So you have to make sure that things are within your control, and you have to very carefully and judiciously select your partners. So these are the five principles of effectuation. I'll just stop sharing and try to show you the video of Saraswati herself telling about this effectuation principle. I'll just share the video and let's understand from the horse's mouth that what effectuation principle actually is. Yeah.
I presented the entrepreneurial world to fully born, if you will. But in actual fact, I had to understand that by looking at what entrepreneurs actually do in a micro level, if you will. So in my research, I talked to a bunch of people who called successful entrepreneurs, but success was only a part of it. I call them expert entrepreneurs. These are people who had several years of founding experience of multiple firms, often success and failures, and they had learned to perform well over time. So they had taken at least one company from it. So and when we study how they think, and I gave them a 17-page problem set of typical startup decisions that all entrepreneurs have to make in starting a company. So I got to see at the micro level the kinds of things that they do, not just the whole worldview of how they think, but how they implement that worldview in their practical day-to-day business problem solving. And I found a series of things that they do. And I wrote about of these five principles in my books, but I suspect there are more. And I think as I teach and I look at more histories of entrepreneurs and I talk to them, I think there will be more. So I don't want to talk about this that there are only five principles, but I can give you some examples. So one of the things I always talk about to my students and is about cooking. Now I say there are at least two ways of cooking. One is to start with a dish that you want to make, and then you have a great recipe. Go get the ingredients. The other way, the way most of us go back, come to the kitchen or to the refrigerator, find stuff that if you come into my house, you find brown powder that you might have to smell to know what it is in them because and then so you kind of look at what you have and then decide to make something. The interesting question here is what difference does it make whether you cook offer ingredients or whether you come into the kitchen and eat something? It depends on how good a cook you are, what you end up cooking. So you can't get away from the basic ideas that you need to understand about running a business. You need to know how to manage your cash flow and things like that. But when you just stumble into the kitchen and cook, what happens is, assuming you know how to cook and you're a good cook, you're much more likely to come up with a new dish that even you might not have actually planned. Whereas if you're cooking from a recipe, you would get that dish, right? You would get something that that's the interesting part of it. So it's not really a question of this is better than that. It is just that the way entrepreneurs do it, they work with what they have. And they look around and say, what can I do with this? And then what else can I do with it? So it goes back to the idea of doing the doable and then pushing it. So they just look around at the resources that are available to them. And by resources, I don't even mean money. A lot of the entrepreneurs I said start with things like who I am, what I know, and we're looking at what kind of a person am I, what kind of things turn me on, what kind of things that I just will not do because it would be my values. So they have a sense of self. They know what they know, and very often they're very good at knowing what they don't know. So they look at what they know and don't know. And they look at the people that they know and they start talking to the people almost immediately with someone who is very early on. So they work with what they have to create something new. That's the technique, and there are lots of techniques connected with that that we can learn and teach. Second thing that they're very good at doing is to think through in deciding what to do with what you have. They're not really thinking about where, will I get the biggest bang for the buck, which one is likely to be the most profitable. Instead, they ask themselves, would I do this even if I know I'm going to lose what I invested in? Which is a very different criteria financially speaking. And I call that the affordable loss. And a great example of that is, there are people who have good jobs, right, pays 100,000, 200,000 a year, who leave and start a company. Now, the standard gut reaction is to say, oh my God, they are, entrepreneurs are risk takers. They like jumping off buildings. But in actual fact, when you look at how a lot of these entrepreneurs make decisions, especially the experienced ones, they're not really saying, you know what, I'm making 200,000 today, but I believe if I do this, I will make 20 million, and therefore, I'm just going to make that I have. That's not really what it's all. They think, you know what, this looks like an interesting thing to do. I think I would enjoy doing it. I've always wanted to do this kind of thing. So I think I can put 50,000 into it and 6 months of my life. What's the worst that will happen? Maybe, I'm left the job and I'm back on the job market, and maybe I don't make 200,000, I make 150,000. But if I don't do it now, when will I ever do it? I've always wanted to be my own boss. I've always wanted to build a heart monitor. So my dad, died of heart, or whatever that thing is that is moving them. It comes from who they are and what they know and whom they know. It's very close to what they already have on hand. So that's kind of the second thing. And the third and most important thing is that they work with and they work with people in a very interesting way. They don't go and say, here's something I want to build, gadget G, and the gadget G is going to change the world. So who do I need to bring on board? And I go and sell this, and I'm so good at, I'm so charismatic, and such a good salesperson, and bring people on board. No. What they really do is they are very good at getting you to tell them, what would you want to do with gadgets? They allow you to change their vision of gadgets if you are willing to put skin in the game. So they build this network of stakeholders who actually put stake in the ground. And each of them, it was only what they can afford to do. So the affordable loss works with the stakeholder thing in a very interesting way. So what happens is, since each person is putting real skin in the game and then deciding what to put in based on something they care about so much that they're willing to do. So the affordable loss does two things. On the one hand, if you fail, it keeps failure, something I talked about. But on the other hand, it gives you a different way to evaluate an opportunity, a different way that does not depend entirely on your profits. That you would do this for some reason that you have. Even if you lose the money, you would do it. Whatever that motivation may be. It could be something as simple as I can't stand my boss and I just want to. It could be something as simple as that, or it could be very lofty, saying that, I really wanted to help women back home and I want to do this venture because it would help them. And it's okay in the process, I try it. So the motivation can be anything, but the launch is kind of this thing.
Yeah. So continuing, so that was Saraswati for you, telling about the theory of effectuation that she had formulated, and she had designed and written a book on that. Now, coming to entrepreneurial opportunities, as we were discussing, right? So, as I said, opportunities come from different sources. So you have to also find out opportunities in your academic environment about your current and past work experiences, about your hobbies that can grow into business, which can lead into inventions as well. You can take suggestions from your friends and family, chance events, and any changes that you foresee that can also be an opportunity. right? It can be for established firms, need for existing customers, suggestions by suppliers, technological developments that can lead to new advances. Now, in the discovery phase, what you need to do is that there has to be a period when you first become aware of a new business concept. It may be spontaneous and unexpected and may occur as a result of deliberate search for new venture projects, creative solutions to business problems. The next is the opportunity evaluation phase. And I discussed about this yesterday as well. How do you evaluate an opportunity? Can the opportunity be developed into a full-fledged new venture? So what you do is that you talk to potential target customers, you discuss it with the production and logistics managers, and you conduct a feasibility analysis, very important, right? To understand the market potential, to understand the product concept, whether it works or not, you have to test that. Then there can be focus group discussions, trial runs with the end users, and so on. So here you can see the 4-action framework. So the 4 actions in brief are whatever is there, right, about the products and services. If it does not create value, then either you reduce it. So you have to understand that which of factors should be considered for reduction, well below the industry standard, or you eliminate it totally, right? What are the factors that the industry takes for granted, which should be eliminated? So these two will strategically reduce the cost, either by reduction or by elimination. The other two, in which any startup or any company should actually invest in, is either you create that what are the factors should be created that the industry has never offered, or you raise which factors should be raised well above the industry standards. So you need to understand these 4 actions. Now, when we talk about good business opportunities, it should be attractive, it should be achievable, it should be durable, and it should be value creating. So these 4 are very important. We go to the opportunity evaluation matrix, and here you can see, we need to understand the buyer type, the buyer's needs, and the means for buyer's needs. And we need to understand that how do we create a market niche. And we need to analyze the competitive activity, that is what the competitors, what are the buyer requirements, what are the demand and supply, then the political, technological, and socio-economic forces that we talked about 4 or 5 forces, then the organizational capabilities. So you evaluate in this matrix that depending on the buyers, right, what are the competition that is there, what are the requirements, or what are the demand and supply, the pestle, political, technological, socio-economic forces, and the organizational capabilities. So this is a brief description of the evaluation matrix. Now coming to the resources, as you can understand, the major challenges for any entrepreneurial firm is lack of the resources in the terms of money, human capital, and social capital. Now, financial resources in the early stage, what you do is that you can go for personal savings, family, and friends. I always say that when you start up as a student, or as an early age startup, right? There are 3 F's to fund, and these 3 F's, one are the friends, the second is family, and the third F, any guesses? The third F are fools. So, people who will be mesmerized, people who will be awestruck by your business idea and say, oh, this is a fantastic idea. So, I need to invest in this venture, right? So those are fools. They are high risk takers, and these are the ones that can provide you funding. Bank financing, public financing, and venture capital may be an option, but in a later stage, which can be debt and equity. And in the later stage financing, one can go for angel investors, venture capital, equity financing, and commercial banks. Let me give you an example. The challenge of financing a business venture significantly increases if you're a 20-year-old entrepreneur. And the key to successful raising capital is to open up your mind and expand your choices. Now, there are different entrepreneurs like the Oyo rooms, Odawal suits, for example, right? Ritesh Goyal. So he started his venture at early age of 20, right? And he was successful. There are many such entrepreneurs, who started at a very early age. Mark Zuckerberg, for example, started at a very early age and has been extremely successful, right? So there are numerous examples. Then you need, as I said, human capital, social capital, and also the government resources. You need governmental support, right? So that is also very important. Now, let us understand the 10 management lessons for you to be an entrepreneur as given by Scott Smigler, the founder of Exclusive Concepts. And he says that it's all about perseverance. It's about understanding the value of mentorship and teamwork. And he suggests that you stick to your niche. You stay on top of news that affects your clients. Communication is the key. Capitalization is crucial. Communication, unwavering honesty and integrity should be there. Stay on the top of the curve. Take ownership in your client's success. And very importantly, never stop marketing. So what should be your entrepreneurial strategy? So let us understand this figure, entrepreneurial strategy. One is the knowledge that you have, and then the other resources. This should actually, be your resource bundle. And then with this knowledge, with the idea, you assess the new entry opportunity, and then you understand the entry strategy, the risk reduction strategy, and your organization that you are going to frame, develop, and then move on to the firm's performance. So the resources can be a source of competitive advantage, and they're the basic building blocks to a firm's functioning and performance. And they must be valuable, they should be rare, and they should be inimitable. That means it cannot be imitated. So creating a resource bundle that is valuable, rare, and inimitable, entrepreneurs need to draw from their unique experiences and knowledge. They should have market knowledge, technology, know-how, skills that provide insight into market and customers, technological knowledge in the form of information technology, new knowledge creation, etc. should be there. Now, how do you generate new opportunity? So you should be always on your tiptoes, so to say, always on the lookout for information about a new entry. Because if you are venturing into business, if there is a similar line of business, you should know about it. You should do prior knowledge. You should have prior knowledge and do information search. More knowledge ensures more efficient search process, and search costs include time and money. And the viability of a new entry can be described in terms of the window of opportunity. So how do you go on to create a new opportunity? So comfort with making decision under uncertainty, that is very important. So when there is uncertainty, there can be errors, and these errors are of two types. One is error of commission, and the other is error of omission. Error of commission is negative outcome from acting on the perceived opportunity, and omission is negative outcome from not acting on the new entry opportunity. So these are, the two errors that are there. So I'll just go on to make you understand the blue ocean and red ocean strategy. Now, first of all, let us understand that, what is a blue ocean strategy and what is a red ocean strategy. So red ocean strategy is basically when for existing business, wherein there is head-to-head competition. So you compete in the existing market space, you try to beat the competition, you try to exploit the existing demand and make the value cost trade-off and align the whole system of the firm activities with its strategic choice of differentiation or low cost. The next is a blue ocean strategy, wherein you create uncontested market space, make competition irrelevant, you create and capture new demand, break the value cost trade-off, and align the whole system of the firm's activities in pursuit of differentiation and low cost. So this is basically the difference between a blue ocean strategy and a red ocean strategy. So we have discussed about opportunity. So what I'll do is I'll spend some time on understanding entrepreneurial strategies and theories of entrepreneurship. So it is very important to understand the different theories of entrepreneurship. So I'll just share with you the slide of theories of entrepreneurship. So as you can see over here, that there are different theories of entrepreneurship. So Richard Cantillon in 1755 formulated a theory of entrepreneurship, which was that entrepreneurship is a risk taker. Whereas Adam Smith and David Ricardo, they said that they viewed entrepreneurship as a capitalist. Jeremy Bentham in 1838 talked about entrepreneurship as a technological knowledge. Von Thunen as a risk taker and innovator. Economic change, Karl Menger. Capitalist, Amasa Walker. Alfred Marshall talked about entrepreneurs as a novel resource combination. Frank Knight talked about entrepreneur as risk taker and uncertainty avoidance. Joseph Schumpeter talked about entrepreneurs as innovators, and Israel Karzna talked about entrepreneurs as people who are very alert. So, as I said about the different entrepreneurs, so this is a list which says about entrepreneurs and how they have actually visioned entrepreneurship. So I'll just take Schumpeter and Knight as an example. So Schumpeter envisioned that entrepreneurs proactively create opportunity using innovative combinations, which often included creative destruction of passive, lethargic economic markets, which means that products which have been there, so like say for example, camera is an obsolete today, and you must be knowing that the famous camera companies like Kodak, Nikon, etc. They have lost out on business. Why? Because today we use our mobile phone for clicking on photos, unless you need high definition the DSLR cameras or maybe high precision cameras. So there are numerous examples of products which have become extinct with the day. Typewriters, for example, extinct with the day. Knight suggested that entrepreneurs were concerned with efficiency in economic factors by continually reducing waste, increasing savings, and thereby creating value, implicitly understanding the opportunity, risk, reward relationship. So this is what Schumpeter had to say, and as I already said, right? So these are different philosophers of and theorists of entrepreneurship. So Karzner said that entrepreneur is alert to profitable opportunities for exchange and is a middleman who facilitates the exchange and has additional knowledge to exploit to take advantage of profitable opportunities. Knight viewed entrepreneurs as a calculated risk taker. Opportunity for profit arises out of uncertainty. And he says that entrepreneur is an individual who is prepared to undertake risk and the reward, that is profit. And he's responsible for his own actions. There are other theorists like Peter Drucker, the legendary management guru. He says that entrepreneurship is basically an act of innovation, which involves endowing existing resources and new wealth producing capacity, right? Others also chipped in with their views, as you can already see, right? Now, Baumol said that there are three types of entrepreneurs. One is productive, the other is destructive, and the other is unproductive. So productive entrepreneurs are innovative in nature. They resort to wealth creation, economic development, which advances not only the individual, but the wider society. And they pursue a business opportunity within prevailing institutions. So in your academic institution, if you are pursuing a business opportunity, you are a productive entrepreneur. Then you can have an unproductive entrepreneur, maybe some form of bureaucracy that typically benefits individual, but not necessarily society, and create contracts to overcome institutional shortcomings. Like say, for example, lobbying, helping others avoid taxes. So these are unproductive in nature and results in unproductive entrepreneurship. And then you have destructive entrepreneurship, which also benefits the individual more than the society. Now, I'll end today with the myths of entrepreneurship. The myth one is entrepreneurs are doers, not thinkers. It's not right. Entrepreneurs are born, not made. The third myth is entrepreneurs are always inventors. They are not. There may be some existing business you are trying to develop, some incremental development over that. That's also entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs are academic and social misfits. Not really. Entrepreneurs must fit the profile. All entrepreneurs need is money and luck. Entrepreneurship is unstructured and chaotic. And the 9th and 10th are most entrepreneurial initiatives fail, and entrepreneurs are extreme risk takers. So these are the different myths of entrepreneurship. So today we discussed about opportunity creation. We understood the different theories of entrepreneurship. We understood about the Saraswati's theory of entrepreneurship, the different entrepreneurial psychologists who have formulated the theories of entrepreneurship. And tomorrow, which is the last day of the 5-day faculty development program, I will be discussing that, from the opportunity, how do you create a business plan? And if possible, I'll show you maybe, one or two practice ventures of, different students of academic institutions across the world, right? About the ventures that we have created, so that you can understand that how do you create a business plan and present it before the angel investors, the venture capitalists for funding, right? So that's all for today. Thank you so much. So this is the 4th day of the 5-day faculty development program on building a startup ecosystem in academia. I am really thankful to Piyush Panditji sir and IIU for providing me an opportunity, to Snigdha madam, and of course to Dr. Armina for hosting this faculty development program, right? Thank you so much. Looking forward to meeting you tomorrow for the last day of the faculty development program, and hope you all are having an enriching experience in this 5-day program. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.